Lesson 2. What is civics? Part 2. Our rights. In Lesson 1, we learned that civics is the study of our rights, duties, and responsibilities as citizens. We focused on our duties and our responsibilities and listed examples of each. This lesson focuses on our rights, which we often call our civil rights. Our rights are the rights of full citizenship and equality under the law. Full citizenship and equality under the law. These rights are guaranteed and protected by Constitution. We will deconstruct our Constitution throughout this course, examining the different parts of it. The first 10 amendments to our Constitution are often called the Bill of Rights because it's a listing of our rights that we have as citizens that government cannot violate. Some of these rights include our First Amendment, which contains our 5 basic freedoms in the order in which they are listed in the First Amendment: freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom to peacefully assemble, and the right to petition our government for a redress of grievances. We will study in great detail what these freedoms mean, the Fourth Amendment gives us the right to be secure in our persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. The Fourth Amendment. The Sixth Amendment gives us rights to the accused, to have a speedy trial and public trial, to face our accusers in a courtroom, to call witnesses on our behalf, and to have a right to counsel, legal counsel. These are just some of our rights contained in the first 10 amendments, our Bill of Rights. In a more general sense, Thomas Jefferson, the author of the Declaration of Independence, he declared that we have the unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's in the Declaration of Independence, one of our founding documents of our country. He used the phrase unalienable. These rights cannot be taken from us. They are not alien to us. They are part of our essence, part of our being, part of our humanity. They cannot be divested or stripped away from who we are as humans. Our rights are at the core of our citizenship. And the prime function of government is to protect us of our rights. In fact, this is the contract theory of government. That citizens have rights delineated or listed by Constitution, and the main function of government is the protection of citizen rights. The contract theory of government is several hundred years old, goes back to the Enlightenment period of 18th century Europe. And in a later lesson, we will study the influence of the Enlightenment philosophers on our founding fathers. Citizens. Remember, civics is the study of our rights, duties, and responsibilities as citizens. Let's briefly define what is a citizen to set up our next lesson. A citizen is a community member with political rights who owes allegiance to the government and receives protection from it. Citizens, community members, they have rights, political rights. We have rights, political rights. But we also owe allegiance or loyalty to the government in return for protection from it. Interestingly, in this bottom photograph, these are legal aliens who have gone through the process of naturalization. The last step in the process, it's a very laborious process to become a legal citizen if you were not born in this country. But the last step is to take a public oath of allegiance to this country before a judge, stating your loyalty to the United States and renouncing any allegiance to any previous or former country in which you lived or in which you were born. Now you are a U.S. citizen, and your loyalty, your allegiance is to this country. Part of being a citizen. Citizens in the past, in our country, for sure, could only be male property owners. However, today, most people are citizens of the country in which they live, regardless of property ownership. We agree to accept the government's authority, to follow its rules, otherwise known as laws. And again, in a later lesson, in a subsequent lesson, we will study the ways in which a person gains citizenship and contrast citizens from aliens who are non-citizens. This ends lesson 2.